So take a look at this. mRNA, a huge sell-off, extended from the 9, hammer at the low, right?
Yes.
And there is a bull flag here on this 60-minute chart. So above yesterday's high, you could play it to the long side. That's around $6, which is around 30%, of the ATR. Above 158 on the first 5-minute candle, you could play it to the long side, right? And target all the way to the 80% of the ATR, which is around 166 or 165. That would have been a 1-minute open range breakout on the second 5-minute candle, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so this one I
Yeah,
liked so much for a breakout, but I didn't play for breakout. I had a pinpoint entry on it. You see my lines? Or a pinpoint entry, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to play it for a pinpoint, but for a breakout, it was also a good stock to watch, like one of the A plus. It's okay anyway.
I watched them, Maro, following what you sent on the chat. I followed it almost all morning, and was hoping for a bounce either on after the full ATR,
Yes.
but it didn't happen. It didn't go that much, that much
I
down.
see.
So
Yeah. XOM was another opportunity, but XOM was tough because XOM hit the whole ATR before breaking yesterday high, unfortunately.
yeah, and today doesn't seem to be, at least for breakouts, because for pinpoints, like I've sent you on email, I'm still lacking. I'm trying my best. I went through your screenshots, through your trades. Was trying to split them into different scenarios to help me in distinguishing, but I still need some more practice there. So. But anyway, I'm not complaining. I was happy with my discipline not to trade at least, which
Definitely, that was a good thing to do. And honestly, yesterday there was not a lot to watch. All market did the same thing. I think you saw the same thing. Sell off and a hammer on every single stock. So it was difficult to
exactly.
watch. I just picked 2 or 3 to which looked the most independent, or which had the highest or looked at like they had the highest probability of working out. But as you mentioned, there is not much opportunities, and I think this week will be all like that, with not much opportunities, with not much to trade until SPY volatility decreases, and then we'll slowly have independent stocks doing different things with more opportunities to trade.
Yes, looking forward to that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
let me
and
just.
do you also have on dust today? Today it seems like the nicey stocks,
Yeah.
at least for me, I don't have level 1 and the bid part of level 2
Oh,
missing.
if you open Das Twitter, they have issues again with Das,
Okay, I see.
unfortunately.
All
And
right.
let me open Das
But
quickly.
not on Nasdaq. The Nasdaq stock seems to be fine.
Das trader. Let me open Das and check what they said. Yeah, they said you to me. Yeah, they have a failure in with their data provider.
Okay, hopefully they fix that.
I hope they fix it before market open.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so let's see what we have. We'll build the watch list. I usually go through it fast,
Okay.
just to have some time since we have 100 stocks. I'll explain some key points if there is something necessary to explain. If I miss or go through a stock that you like, and I mentioned that I don't like it, or vice versa, a stock that I like and you don't like it, you can stop me out and ask me any questions you have, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful. So AAL daily chart, we did have our green day. Remember, we said stock extended. We have a hammer. Next day, for one day, you play it for a long. After that, we do not play it because it gets closer to the 9 moving average in the daily, and it could either make a reverse ABCD pattern or it could continue going higher. Now, based on the daily, this thing looks like it could go higher, but we are also close to the 9 moving average, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen today. I might give it a try for a pinpoint to the long side for a quick scalp, but this would not be the best pinpoint because we could bounce off this level around here and then make a reverse ABCD pattern. The safest thing would be to watch it or trade it tomorrow.
Okay.
If this closes as a reverse hammer for trend continuation to the downside. For now, let's skip it, then we'll see. AMAT, the exact same thing like AL. Apple, exact same thing like AL. ABT. Let's see. So there is a doji. It failed the hammer. It could
We don't know
literally
what's
do
happening.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
The
go.
pre-market action is not there. That's
Yeah,
why,
and the pre-market price action is not there, which makes it also difficult to to read. There is previous support which acts as resistance. There is a close support down here that it could bounce from. It could get choppy, it could run, but yeah, let's give it a day to decide what it wants to do, and tomorrow we'll have extra confirmation daily candle which could tell us where we are more likely to go to.
Okay.
A, B, and B. So same thing like AL, right? I mean, close to the 9 moving average. Even AL is more clean, at least on AL. The 9 and the 20, they are getting so far from each other, and maybe we'll be able to play it for a pinpoint. No, we'll not be able to play it for a pinpoint because the moving averages have just crossed. If we want to play this thing for a long side, later on the day, it would be only from 1640, the 200, and closer to the 50. That would be previous resistance acting as a support. That would be the only play on AL. Other than that, it's not really good. ACB, same thing like AL, AG. Usually, it's better when we do these sessions when there are a lot of stocks to watch, a lot of different things
Of course.
to analyze, to see, to decide which one is better to play, which one is not. A lot of reasons and stuff just to make it more useful. But unfortunately, the market is in a weird condition.
Yeah.
Anyway, AMD. This one looks like it could be a decent long. Why is that? Look at the difference. The difference here is it's not only a sell-off plus a hammer. It's a sell-off plus a hammer above the 200 moving average acting as support.
All right.
Right? So maybe today we could go up. There is also a range or ABCD pattern on the 60-minute chart.
Yeah.
So maybe with the manual entry of the 200 it could be playable. Let's keep it for now and decide later. Arc similar to the previous ones we discussed. BA also similar to the previous ones we discussed. Baba could be more of a short because of the fact that we closed as a reverse hammer after a hammer. I could, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set an alert on Baba up here. And if it reaches this level, I'll see how it behaves around here, maybe with a manual entry with Cal's hotkeys. I will also set an alert around 128. That is so far, it's more likely not to reach it. And another alert at 126. This is more likely to be reached.
All right.
Just to see if it's going to act as a resistance around here. With confirmation candle, I might play it manually. Second, I got burned. Oh, cool. So, BAC. This is the same thing like AL. BB. Also the same thing. BEK. Choppy daily chart, kind of in a range. Can't really tell where it's going to go to. Same thing on the 60-minute chart, though it is more below the moving averages, so more short bias. But on BAKE, previous support, previous resistance acting as support, and it's more likely to go to the long side. Weekly was more likely to go to the short side. 15-minute chart is choppy, just skip it.
Okay.
BE like AAL. Baidu like we discussed, choppy on the daily, choppy on the weekly, choppy on the 60. Not today. BLGP like same thing, right? Go to the 9. Could bounce out of there. Let's give it one extra day. And we'll see how it looks like tomorrow. Same thing on Bingo. This is nice. ABCD pattern, the daily bounce of the 20 broke up with a beautiful candle, which tells us that today we might have a continuation.
Yeah.
We could watch it for a 20 bounce. The 20 moving average is around the level, small pivot around here. Not a limit order. I will watch it with a manual entry because the level is not so strong. Though it's not bad from here though. Right? So this is actually interesting. This one I might keep an eye on. Most probably not at the open. I doubt it will drop like for all 60, 70 cents at the open because this is whole ATR move. Maybe later on the day.
All right.
We might even not get filled on this one, to be honest. Beyond. Same thing like the previous stocks.
Yes.
Can. This one has more room into the 9. Actually, not so much. 30 cents, which is not bad actually for Can. There is a decent range around here.
Yeah.
What could happen on this one though is a fake break and a continuation for a sell-off. It could be just a gap fill around 10-15 cents. Because the weekly is just so weak, you see, bearish engulfing, and we broke this consolidation. We held for almost 6 months or 7 months.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's more weak than long. I don't want to scalp it to the long side. Let's pick something that where the titles is that strong. CVX. This one is interestingly strong as well. I really wanted to play this one yesterday, but I didn't find how and where to. And CVX, I knew this would be a strong one. Even though the market is really weak, you see this consolidation around here? 3 months
Yes.
consolidation and we finally broke. This thing is just strong. It doesn't look like it wants to sell off. Anyway, for today, I'm not sure we'll be able to play it. What we could do is we could set an alert down here and see how it's going to behave around the previous resistance. We could set another alert at the 20. Moving out and see how it's going to behave because this is another resistance up there. And see if it's possible to play it for a manual entry. But definitely not for a limit. But at least it's strong in a weak market.
All right.
Coin like we discussed on the previous ones. CCL looks also the same. Same as CGC. In fact, CGC could be at 20 to 100 on the bigger moving averages. So let's do this. Let's set an alert on CGC up here. And let's set another alert on it up here. And see how it's going to behave around those. Because this moving average with around previous support, right? Support could act as a resistance and it would continue dropping down. And it held it before. It's still weak overall, right? It could do a retest and then a trend. We could catch an extreme reversal to the downside and swing trade it maybe. Or we could do it from here. We'll see.
All right.
CHPT not nice. CRM. I mean, CRM is good on the daily. Like, there is a red candle after a red. You could expect a red candle, but I don't like the 60. I can't identify the level that they want to play it from.
Yeah, I marked that because I went through some stocks before as well. The thing is, I still cannot see anything from today. It's putting me off a little bit
Yeah,
because
it makes sense
the
to me.
daily potentially could break down. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, it makes sense to me what you say. So the best ones, like we discussed for pinpoints,
Yeah.
are the ones that look like. By the way, I think I didn't send you the most recent one. I'll send it to you right now. These have the trade all the way till 19th of January. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yes, I think the ones I have is they're quite old. Yeah, from
yeah.
September and August.
Oh, I didn't send you those ones. Like from those should be from September all the way till January. Anyway, I attached them down now.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are from September till January. Anyway, the best ones are those where sell off, then they hold the range, and then they continue. You see, yesterday and pre-market, they're in the same range, and then you go for continuation for pinpoint. Sell off, range from yesterday, range from pre-market, and then a sell off. Move, range. This was not basically the best, but there it is. Move, range from yesterday, range from pre-market, and then you go for a move up. Move, range from yesterday, range from pre-market, and then you play long. Make sense?
Yeah,
The,
and what I'm struggling with is I'm understanding the 5 minute chart quite a lot, um, but but picking them from the daily and the 60 minute is where it's, and this is not only now after our last session, even from your Twitter, I go through them, or from your watch list that you put on BBT chat room. I'll take a look very quickly just before the open, and I'll say just before our session, I don't know exactly what he's looking at from a daily and a 60 minute
I
perspective.
see. So look what I want you to do now.
Okay.
Go through my past watch list in the moderator's watch list and
Okay.
take a look how the daily and 60 looked like. And if you don't get it, write in a Word document or screenshot it or anything like that.
Okay.
And put it all your questions in a Word document. Why did you pick this stock to play on this day? Why did you pick this stock to play on this day? You see?
Okay.
This will answer your questions and it will make it easier for you to see. This is what Simon was doing. Every single time I was building my watch list, every time I was posting my trades on Twitter, he used. Let me show you that, because again, you don't really need to be shy asking me any questions. Okay,
Yeah. No, thank you.
this is how we learn faster, because you really don't need to figure it out alone. This is the purpose of the mentorship session, right? If you find difficulty finding out why I picked it, you don't need to try to guess why I picked it by yourself.
All right.
Ask me
I
questions.
appreciate
You
it.
see what Simon was doing? Let me get this here. Where is my mouse? I lost my mouse. There it is. You see? Sound rates. These are my traits from Twitter. Anything he didn't get, he used to take screenshot and post questions about it, and then he used to send me, and we were discussing that in our session.
All right.
Okay? So
Okay.
just anything pops up in your mind, write it down directly, so that
Okay.
you don't forget about it. Include screenshot. If you don't have screenshot, or for example, you forgot about stocks from the past, go to the weekly simulator practice where I post moderators watch list. Go through my watch list from the past, and if it doesn't make sense why I pick them, let me know.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Cool, you're welcome. So this guy is the same thing. DKNG, exact same thing. DKNG yesterday I wanted to play it to the short side, and I played it to the short side, but I didn't expect to solve this much, honestly. I just want to play it for a quick 3-4 hour. Why is that? Because you know that market, it's not making open close, open close, open close, right? It could open, overlap, and then come back higher. And yesterday when I put DKNG on my list to the short side, I had actually a mentorship session with one of the members yesterday, and I told him DKNG, it looks like a parabolic reversal that usually fails. It gives you a hammer, it breaks up, and after the breakout it goes down. You
Okay.
see? So I wanted to see that breakout. You see my line, which was
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
flat resistance.
Yeah.
And
No, I
once it
see.
failed, I played it to the short side, and I knew that it would recover after that, because this is a hammer, and after a hammer I could expect a green. But I knew with the
Okay.
pinpoint entry I could make money on the overlap part.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't do that on CCL. Like CCL, I knew that the same thing will happen, and I played it also to the short CCL, and it gave me like 5 hours. But I told myself, okay, on JKNG I'll exit at 4 hours, but on CCL I'll hold for 7 hours. I mean, what if it works? You see? And
Yeah.
I gave the money around here, so I should have just stick to the plan, and that would have been more rewarding. Anyway,
Okay.
mm, so JKNG like the previous ones. EH, if we didn't have those two candles around here, I would have played it for long.
Despite the moving average to 200.
Yeah, but you will have room, like 50,
Yeah.
60,
Yeah.
70 cents
That's right.
move all the way up. And then if it rejects it and it starts dropping down, you could always play it to the short side.
And would you still play it if there was one ATR to the candle, to the bottom of the candle?
Say it again?
If there was one ATR space between where it is now and the bottom of the candle,
Yes. I could
you
have
would
given
play
it
it.
a try, but still, this would have given me a signal that the stock is weak. We did a fake breakout.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Cool. Let's see edit. Mm, same thing. I mean, I really like it for long, but again, it's like previous stocks. It just close to the moving average and it could make fake break. You don't know how many times I got killed on similar patterns where it just feels
Yeah.
like today it's going to go up, then I get
Yes.
filled in multiple positions and they instantly reverse. So I prefer not to trade or to have a no trade day rather than forcing something which
Yeah,
I
for
could
sure.
lose on. Yeah. So I'm just going through those and deleting them because they're all the same. This one looks a little bit better.
Fubo.
Oh boy, yeah. There is one ATR into the 9, even more than one ATR, like $1.70 or $1.80 into the 9. There is enough room to the upside, but this is not the 2200 strategy, and I want to focus on pinpoints with you with the 2200 today,
Okay.
just to uh, Just to get you familiarized with what we are working on. But normally I would watch this one around 9:50. Anyway, I'll set an alert at around 9:50 and I'll see how it behaves around there.
All right.
And I'm not playing for a V bounce, double bottom at least around 9:50.
Yeah. How are you setting the alert so quickly?
Hmm. First thing, you need to go to chart area, config area,
Mhm.
and enable placing alerts on chart.
Okay.
Then there is a hotkey that you need to use.
All
I
right.
will
All
send
right.
it to you right now in WhatsApp. Okay. Let me
Thank
see.
you. Because I keep taking quick notes of the levels, and you're just clicking.
Yeah, it's easier. It's way easier, right? Especially if you have a lot of alerts.
All right.
So I sent you in WhatsApp now two alerts. One of them, alert above. Basically, if you want to place alert on the tops above the current price, you use the first alert. If you want to
All right.
place alerts below the current price, you use alert below.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's see. GM guild. GME. Give me a second. My PC froze. I need to close that app. All right. So
Yes.
GME. This is like the previous ones. HD. Literally close to the 9.
Yeah.
Yesterday I didn't play it for this exact same reason, and today I'm not going to be playing it for the exact same reason.
Of course.
IBM,
Had a huge day yesterday.
huge day, like really huge that I don't want to play continuation on it. Let's give it a day to rest.
Of course.
And NGC. IWM. JD. GNG. Like these are similar ones. Like this stuck between 200 and 20. And a wide bar candle. Give it a day to rest.
Okay.
Honestly, not much to watch, which is not so cool, but we'll see. We'll find something to trade. JPM. LCID. M. Okay. So this is interesting slightly for a short. But remember we discussed channel below the
Yeah.
50, closer to the resistance on a declining phase, bouncing over the familiar. First day we play it to the short side.
Sure. So yeah.
So this looks short. I don't know what level to play it from though. We could be interested in it around the 27, 22, shoulder, head, and potential shoulder.
Okay.
So we'll see manually what happens around here, and we'll
All
also
right.
see what happens around here for a short. Let's keep it for now. We'll get back to drawing levels.
All right.
MA. Mara looks like it could bounce off the 9, but not today maybe. Let's give it another day to close, maybe another doji or reverse hammer, and then tomorrow we could watch it. MGM, mRNA. Let's see this one. So this looks beautiful, reverse hammer. So yeah, this could be like a potential breakdown play down here. But the issue now, the breakdown will be after 50% of the ATR. If it just was a little bit lower, that would have been perfect. Even
Yeah,
more, like 161 to 149, that's $12 on a $17 ATR. Yeah, it's not worth it for a breakdown, not today.
exactly.
Not today.
You would
And
be playing against all those moving averages as well, right? On the
exactly,
60.
exactly. It's really not worth it. I mean, if we'll be playing a breakout, it will be below them. It will be below yesterday's low, so it will be below the moving averages and below the
Yeah.
level. But the move will be so huge.
Okay.
MRO yesterday was beautiful. Like you had this thing on your list, right? But one small issue is the fact that we had range with wide bars. We said that range with smaller candles is preferred, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this was a nice 200 play, bounce of the 200 moving average. Remember this scenario, that scenario for pinpoints?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so this was that nice one, especially after a green candle like this. I don't know. I think I panicked and I didn't watch it, but I should have went through the list one more time because it really was worth watching. Anyway, what we could do on this one is set an alert closer to the 20. Let me do that. And the reason is not only the 20, it's also because we're having a level around here, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see how it behaves around 1880, and let's see how it behaves around 1895 maybe, because the 9 moving average, the 20 moving average by 9 will go higher, by 10 will go also higher, and these 200 will also go slightly higher.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Microsoft, MU, Netflix. So remember what we discussed. If the stock gaps down like this so much and it's so far from the 9, next few days it will be choppy. Give it a few days or a week
Yeah.
to chop till it gets closer to the 9.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nike, NIO, NKLA, NNGM, NVIDIA, let's see, Open, Oracle, OCGN, OSTK is the same, Oxy. Energy sector was really nice. Yesterday I also was watching Oxy. XOM actually instead of Oxy. XOM and Oxy, they do the same thing. I was watching XOM for a potential long, but they did it way later. Anyway, this is exact same thing. We could watch it somewhere around here. Just put an alert and see if it pulls back or starts by dropping at the open. Actually, it could be a decent short as well, but I'm not so confident about it. We're at a level like double top around here.
Yeah.
I'll set an alert up here and I'll just see what's happening. If it held it for so long, or a beautiful reverse hammer or something like that, I might give it a try to the short, though this would not be the best one to play.
All right.
Hmm. Let's remove PDD, let's remove PFE, pins, PayPal, PLTR, plug, PRTS, the same thing. I mean, I'm just removing the stuff that are close. This is decent. Bearish engulfing on the daily chart. We could watch it not of the 20. It doesn't make sense to watch it of the 20 because the day just crossed. We could watch it around the 50 moving average on the 60-minute chart for a
All right.
50 to 100. Remember what we discussed? First day
Yes.
the moving average is crossed. Second day we play it of the 50. So what we'll do is we need a manual entry to the short side around this level. One thing I don't like about PTO and the fact that we gapped up after this here. So now this small or tiny range could act as a support for a bounce later when we'll be playing it to the short side, which would ruin our setup. But it's not the worst. Overall, it is weak. And actually, we could also see what's going to happen on it somewhere around here as well, because there is a small
Yeah.
pivot from yesterday around here. So we'll watch it around 23.90, sorry 40, and even if we short it to 23.40 or 50, we need our stop loss to be above the 50, so at least 23.60, which will be 10% of the ATR stop loss. Anyway, we'll keep it and we'll discuss the plan on this one once we're done with the watch list. QQQ looks strong today. Honestly, like based on the range, the 9 is still closed. QS, let's remove it. Right, also close to the 9. Roku close to the 9. Riot close to the 9. Rocket close to the 9. Snap also. Starbucks. Let me just zoom this thing out more. This thing actually looks so tempting. It is close to the 9, but it's not that bad. You see this clear range with a clear resistance, and if it breaks, it could literally go its ATR up. Like
Okay.
around here, I wouldn't have put it to 9. Around here, I wouldn't have put it to 9. But because it bottomed for so many days, a lot of indecision candles at the low, it could make a pullback or a turn. And on the weekly chart, we're sitting around a weekly support right now, from here and from here. So it's tempting, but I don't know what level to play it from. Let me see. Yeah, literally no idea how to play it though. I feel that it's long, but I have no idea how to play this thing from, because the only level that I can see clear is sitting down here, and that's like 50 or 60% of the ATR below the current price. I'm not sure it's going to drop right there, honestly. But I'm going to set an alert on it closer to the 200, and I'm going to see how it behaves around the previous day close, if it's worth playing it or not.
But if you so if it breaks this range 98, 41, 42, I think, wouldn't you be scared kind of because of the 9 EMA on the daily acting as resistance?
Cool. So no, if it was this day, 24th, I would have been scared. 25th, I would have been scared. But because it already bottomed for so long, 5 days in a row, I could
Okay.
expect that today it could wick or pierce through it. If you
All right.
compare this one with the other stocks that we had, the other stocks, it drops, it closes as hammer, and it's the first time going into the 9. It
I
could just
see.
go, reverse, and continue. Like drop, pull back,
Okay. Okay.
continue. Here it's just bottomed. You see the
Yeah.
difference? Does it make sense?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. That makes
Like
sense.
this, for example, here it drops, and it could just pull back, reject, and drop.
Yeah.
See, it's not sort of a bottoming price action, which is why I don't like SPCE much.
Okay. All right.
It's my SQ SRPT target. This is so choppy.
Yeah.
TLRY. Let me zoom this thing more out. Not so good. Tesla. TSM. Twitter. Uber, this is interesting slightly. The issue is it was sold off already a lot, but I really am tempted to play it to the short side around the $36 area, around the 50 moving average, because it's been respecting the 50 for so long. I could expect to pull back, reject it, and drop, but it's a little bit choppy. We sold off a lot on the daily 1, 2, 3, and we could pull back slightly. I'll still set an alert on it, and I'll see if it's worth playing it later
Okay.
or no. I'll also set an alert down here.
All
Right,
right.
if we bounce of the 60, these are clear wicks at the bottom. Viacom, WFC. Oh, this is nice. Double hammers bouncing of the 200 moving average. This shows me strength. Weekly chart, previous resistance acted as support. Also nice. I could expect that today is going to be a long. Let's find a level to play to the long side from. Somewhere around the between the 52.70 and 53.15 is enough decent level. Let's set a few alerts on this one. The
Okay.
first one will be around the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart, which is 53.15. The second one around 52.90. Those are the levels that I am interested in watching it around. I might set a limit on it. We'll see. Let's keep it for now.
Okay.
Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. X. This is a decent long. It is so sold off so far from the 9, right? So I'm going to set alert down here if it solds off, or down here if it solds off, and then I'll be playing it to the long side, closer to the support, and maybe even swing it for one day. X or M. I'm going to set an alert closer to the 20 moving average, because it is also the previous resistance, and if it bounces out of there or behaves or finds support around there, I'll be watching it for a long. Let's also set one a bit closer. XPEV. This one is not nice. And zoom, same thing. Now let's draw some levels. So AAL, we said AAL, it's kind of long, right? And again, I kept only AAL. They're all close to the 9, but I kept only AAL because of the fact that there is a clear resistance. We broke above it. It could drop down, previous resistance act as support, and continue going higher. I'm most probably not going to be playing it with a limit. I'm not sure so far, but what I think about is playing it somewhere around the 20 on the 60, which is previous resistance. Limit could be, for example, at 16.55, 1 cent above it, with a stop loss 16.48, which is 7% of the ATR. And the stop loss is somewhere inside the previous resistance. If this fails, it fails. So far, I'm not sure if I'll set that limit. I'll think about it, but this is the only plan that I am thinking about playing. What would be my target? My target would be this resistance, around 17. You could see that with this entry and this stop loss, our target would be approximately 50 cents. You need 49 cents to make 7 hours.
Okay.
AMD. This thing around the 200 moving average, and it is one of the scenarios that we'll discuss in the future of the 200 on the daily, of the 50 on the daily. There is enough room into the 9, like full ATR and slightly more. The level is not clear, so I'm not going to be setting the limit order on this one 100%. What I'm going to do is I will set an alert at the previous day close, and I'll set an alert closer to the 200 moving average on the 5 minute chart.
Okay.
This is the potential entry number 1. Stop loss depends on where it bounced from, because I'll enter with Kyle's hotkey. And this is potential entry number 2. Stop loss, same thing with Kyle's hotkey, depending where the stock bounced from.
Okay.
BP, we discussed this is a strong one based on the daily chart. That is the 20 moving average on the 60-minute chart. Stop loss would needs to be somewhere around 7 cents because the ATR, it's not even cents, 6 cents actually, because of the ATR. But we definitely want to see how it behaves around this level. CVX, what did we want to do with this one? Let's see. I think same thing. We wanted to see what's going to happen around that 20 moving average. Do we have an alert on this one? We do not. So we'll set an alert just as a reminder. That is the potential entry level. Stop loss would be around 14, 15, 17, around 17 cents. 58,
Okay.
58. Slightly more. Come on. Okay. I'll check it later. Anyway, stop loss would be 55, 50, right? 50 and 65. Slightly less. Cool. Oh my god. Alright, let me just zoom it in. I keep messing up with the order. Cool, that'll be it. So that'll be the potential entry, potential stop. Most probably not going to be. Actually, that's not bad if you think about it. With the 16 around here and the 5, this makes total sense. This level, maybe I'll set a limit on it, to be honest.
Okay.
M, why did I keep M? I think I didn't want to. Oh yeah, this was a potential short of these levels up here. So let's set an alert around the shoulder and around this level around here. So potential entry number 1 and potential entry number 2. Stop loss depending on where it wicked from. We're using Kyle's hotkeys. PTON, we discussed that we are interested in playing it to the short because of the previous day. The 60 is not the cleanest, but I could also see a head and shoulders pattern. Not a clean one, but I could see at least the waves change. It was making higher highs and higher lows, and now it's making lower lows and lower highs. Kind of decent. As we discussed, we want to watch it around the 50 moving average on the 60-minute chart, and the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart, which is around this pivot. The stop loss would needs to be somewhere around 30 cents, which is 44. We need the sorry, 74. We need the stop loss for sure to be, let me config and make this a red line. For sure, our stop loss would needs to be above this level.
27.75. Okay.
Yeah, because it would be a little bit above the 50 moving average on the 60-minute chart. No matter where I enter here or here, that would be the stop loss, just in case it decides to weak me out. Finally, WFC. We are interested in playing these to the long side. Potential entry number one will be somewhere around here, slightly above the bodies, so that we can get filled on it. And potential entry 2 would be somewhere down here. So this is the watch list for now. No limits for now. I'll give it like 15 minutes before I start setting limits.
All right.
Let's take like 15 minutes break, unless you have any questions. Do you have any questions?
No, not really. I'll just go through these charts again, and maybe I'll have some later.
Cool. So let's take a 15-minute break or 20-minute break.
Okay.
And then we'll continue. If I happen to set any limits or like something, I will jump on back. I'll just make a cup of tea and take some rest. You know, I told you I have like 45 minutes of focus. I've been focused on building the watches. Now I need some breaks to be able to focus on the trading session after that.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
All
All right.
right.
So I'll just mute myself if you want, and or
No, it's good.
how do
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I'll just mute myself and I'll be back soon.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Hey, Andrew.
I am.
So I'm not sure honestly so far what to set on, but I like AAL like literally the most so far of our list. So I'm going to give a try and set a limit on it at
Okay.
1655.
Okay.
1655 limit buy. And I'm going to set a stop order on it like from now. It's just so far and I adapt it to it is going to get me filled and stopped at the same second.
Okay. At
It's
1648.
yes.
Okay.
At 1648. Cool. Um, AMD. I'm not sure about AMD yet. It will be manual entry most probably. Same thing with BP. Same thing with CVX. Same thing with M. Same thing with PTON and WFC. I'm not sure yet as well. So so far that will be it. We'll
Okay.
see how the market behaves. Why is that? Because remember that nice stocks that has issue on them and
Yeah.
there is no data. So WFC, while it looks decent here on the daily, you don't know what happened in the pre-market, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Uber is being triggered. Let me take a look at Uber. What alert was that? What was that trigger? Let's see Uber. Not sure about Uber. We'll see it later. The KNG looks now decent. I kind of can see what's happening on it. A bounce of the 9 moving average on the daily chart. It could potentially be short closer to the high, targeting the 20.
Okay.
I'm not sure though, not yet maybe. Let's see. I think we're getting data now. I see levels and price on nice stocks on WFC.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it. Yeah.
It seems like it is fixed right now, but sadly we missed some candles price action, and then we don't know what happened around here. That's really annoying.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if the level one data would be correct as well, right?
Yeah, I have no idea to be honest. This makes it a little bit difficult to trade or to make decision. I really wish I could see the pre-market data. Hmm. Let's see. Starbucks. So let's see. M is also triggered. CM. I think it's also noisy. Just noisy alerts getting triggered because of the data is coming back. Set an alert
Alright.
up there on M, just in case and see what behaves there.
So when you said the stop loss, when you set a limit order pre-market, and you also set the stop loss, would you set the stop loss at limit
Uh,
or at market? At
On
market, I
my
don't believe it works, right? At pre-market,
No, it doesn't work pre-market, and I'm not intending to get subbed out in the pre-market. I
of
intend to
course.
get subbed out after market open. Yeah,
All right.
because it's just so far from the current price, it will not reach it in the pre-market most probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm just asking for future
Mm-hmm.
for
Oh yeah.
possibly.
Mm-hmm. MG BE CX. So this is what I usually do. Market opens 15 minutes, orders filled or not. I mean that's my trading period, and after 15 minutes, I'm basically done. And then I'm taking a break, and I'm coming back somewhere around 10:30 or 10:15 or 10 o'clock. I mean it just depends. And I seek another opportunity for trading, and then I'm done. But mainly by 9:45, I'm just done with everything.
I see. Usually, because of my time, I
Mm-hmm.
only tend to trade up to perhaps noon, and
Mm-hmm.
Eastern time,
Yeah.
because then it will be like almost 7, noon or maybe 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I never tend to look at the close. I only look for it at the close. Usually I am present because by
Yeah.
the time I put my kids to bed, and but I would be disconnected from what was happening in the past 2 hours or so. So for the time being, I almost never put on a trade at that time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, till noon it's more than enough. So like 9:45 a.m., I'm already done. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
give it a few extra minutes. I mean, take a break and then come back and I see if there is any other opportunity that
Okay.
was for.
So going forward, like if you're at the level that I am in,
Mm-hmm.
um, other than taking trades on replay,
Yeah,
um, what would you do to kind of practice and um, improve all other skills?
I see. Uh, First of all, remember I gave you before an exercise of predicting one daily candle.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
need to keep doing that because all our styles revolves about the ability of telling where the next candle is more likely to go to.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, by the end of the week, take a look at all your trades. Always put them in two separate folders, winners and losers. Now we are doing the reviews, but you need to keep doing that for yourself as well. Check what similarities you have on your winners, what similarities you have on your losers, and learn from them. And finally, it's screen time. Basically, this is it. I mean, unfortunately, there is no magic
Okay.
trick to get it way faster, right?
All right.
But
No, no.
there are these exercises. The market replay, it does help predicting the next daily candle. It helps the most because that is what our style is revolved around. Um, and then it's just screen time and journaling. I mean, journaling, not anything detailed. So just take a look at your screenshots, see what happened right there, and where it is more likely to go to, and that's basically it.
Okay. Okay. So a question kind of similar to this with regards to pinpoints then, because most of the pinpoints that I was reviewing, especially the winners, that is your trades,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, for example, it opens bullish, it fills you in, then it goes short in the
Mm-hmm.
first, say, 5 minutes. You get your 5 hours or possibly
Yeah,
more, I don't know, and then kind of reverses for the rest of the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
And that is what maybe I'm finding confusing here because
I
I
see.
would say, okay, he's perfectly predicting that it would bounce higher and then go lower for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for me at least, how can I
Cool.
because for the rest of the day then it went higher possibly.
Yes.
The part that probably I'm finding difficult now, obviously I will ask more specific questions on specific
Mm-hmm.
trades as we go along, but since we have maybe some time at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm finding difficult is like, for me it would have been easier to predict that at the by the end of the day it would then end up higher rather
Mm-hmm.
than what it does in the first 15-30 minutes.
Cool. So, for example, remember what we discussed after white bar candles, stocks usually do not break. They make a fake break and then they drop or then they chop, right? But
Yeah.
a white bar candle, for example, like here, it is still a white bar candle and the stock is still bullish and there is a probability that it will go up. I do not want to play it to the long side because usually it chops, but I know that based on my experience, a lot of times it starts with a fake break.
All right.
So what I do on these ones, I wait for a pop, which is the fake break. Then I wait for people to get stopped out. And then remember what we discussed? Market is not open and then goes all the way up and close. It opens, it overlaps 25 or 30%, and then it continues in the original direction.
Okay.
So I play the fake break, I play the overlap, and I don't care about the move up because it could chop for the rest of the day. Does it make sense?
Um,
For
yeah,
example,
yeah.
like yesterday when I played DKNG to the short side after this hammer. Why did I play to the short side? Because I told you this kind of a fake parabolic reversal and the 60 was still weak around here. So yeah, based on the daily, this looked like a hammer which is extended from the 9 and it could maybe go up. But based on the 60 and the double top and how it was struggling to go up, it looked to me and the 50 moving average, which I told you like the 50 moving average is really strong for trend trades, right? I knew that it could be more like, or it could more likely to start with a short. This stuff you will get a lot by watching the market replay and by trading pinpoints for a long time,
All right.
right? Because it's just different scenarios, different nuances, small details. We will be discussing them when I'll be reviewing the trades, when I'll be answering some questions, and when you have specific questions about screenshots, just to build up some potential scenarios in your head. But you will
Yeah.
get used to those by trading these for longer.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe what I'll try to do, even if I don't trade them, perhaps
Mm-hmm.
when I see, for example, something extended from the 9, which perhaps is the easiest to identify for me so far, either those and scenario one. Scenario one when it's
Exactly.
extending
And
goes.
by extended from the 9, you actually reminded me. For example, DKNG, you see when I told you like right now, this thing, it could start by going to the downside. Like I was interested in playing it to the long side of the 20, but now I'm telling you, okay, based on what I see around here right now, this actually could be also a potential short into the 20, right? So
Yeah,
the original plan was to play it to the long side, but now I'm telling you, oh, okay, we could actually play to the short. Why is that? Because it's kind of a parabolic reversal on the 60. Huge move, extended from the 9, extended from the 20. And I know that before going to the upside, it needs to pull back first, like an ABCD pattern, you know? When we're playing a parabolic reversal on the 5-minute chart on an ABCD
yeah,
pattern,
yeah.
I catch that pullback to the downside, I cover it all, and then it continues going up for the rest of the day, right? It's the
Exactly.
same
Yeah,
thing here on the 60. I know that based on what I see around here, like the daily looks long, it looks strong, but the 60 is already extended from the 9 and extended from the 20. So it needs to
okay.
pull back before going to the upside.
Of course.
So at the open, I'll play that pullback, I'll catch that short, and once it did that pullback, it will start and continue trending to the upside for the rest of the day. But that's a move I don't care about anymore because I already made some
Yeah,
money on the move to the short side. Does this make
yeah.
sense
That
now?
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar scenarios to these.
Okay. No, I can understand this narrative kind of, that, from what I can see. But okay, so I'll get to reading the charts better.
Yeah, and again, remember when you need to if you didn't, but I think you did already. Check all my webinars. How
I
can you
think
bring
I
up your
have. I mean,
R2? Yeah,
some of your webinars I watched 5, 6 times, even more.
yeah, because
And
those webinars they teach you how to read the price action. And I know they teach you how to read the price action intraday because it's setups for intraday, but the same rules apply on bigger time frames, which is the daily and the 60. And if
yeah,
you can
yeah,
tell, okay, I mean, based on the daily and the 60, this is the pattern I see and it is a reversal candle, so most probably the next few minutes, the next few hours, it is going to go to that direction.
okay, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, no, I can see how it builds up, and in a way, it's beautiful I mean, how you built this, because I can see it. But for me, at least I would say breakouts.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked with them very, very quickly in the
Yeah.
beginning, but these I
Mm-hmm.
have to do a lot more work, and I will do it because you know, if I look at least over the past month, there were so many days that I couldn't find anything to trade. That obviously I need other strategies, other
Yeah.
setups, you know. But I think one is like level one, the other is a bit of a level four or level five so far.
No, because remember when we said our first day of working together, I told you like we start with breakouts because breakouts are straightforward. They are so easy to trade, and most of the mentees that I worked with, they did
Yeah,
well
yeah,
with breakouts. And you yourself, you did well with the breakouts. You're consistent with breakouts, right?
yeah, yeah,
But pinpoints, they are not straightforward. There is more to it, right? You need
for
to
sure.
kind of get used to the price action, get used to all the tiny details right there, and because of that, it takes a little bit longer time. But as I mentioned, I needed you to be good at breakouts before, at least to feel good at, okay, now I'm good at breakouts, I can trade breakouts live, but I want to learn pinpoints. And for now, at least, maybe I'll continue trading them in simulator, right? Until I become better at them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Okay.
Let's see. So, PTON is the closest thing that's trying to set up for our short. It will be really interesting to see what it's going to do around the 200 on the 5 in chart or the 50 on the 60. I'll try not to rush it
Uh-huh.
fast, but this one seems like it could give us potential based on the what I see on the 60-minute chart. We had a green candle on the previous candle, so we could go to the upside. 5-minute chart also sort of a range that could break to the upside, but the daily is over all week, so I think we will get that pop at the open. That might give us a possibility to enter to the short side. Will it work or not? Have to answer, right? We never know, but
Yeah.
I think we'll have an opportunity to short. We'll see now.
Okay. Around 2750, 2748.
Yeah, around this area, it would be the short. The only thing which makes me a little bit hesitant is the fact that on the 5-minute chart there is a clear reverse head and shoulders pattern, and this is the neckline.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even if I get filled to the short side, it could drop down but not break the low of the day, not hit the ATR move. It could just make a low, slower move and then reverse, like CCL did yesterday when I played it to the short side. It just did a small move without reaching the target that I wanted, and then it went
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
But we'll see.
All right. So you would look to partial instead at around, below or 2620 something.
Yeah, of course it depends on how it reaches it, but if it struggles
Okay.
around that area, definitely yes.
Okay.
Mm. Yes, I told you, like, Dan just sent a message. You will not have charts updated. All the data of charts will be lost. The pre-market.
What can we do?
And
Use other platforms.
I checked Trading View and it didn't reflect there as well. I think maybe, or
I
maybe I
see.
need, yeah.
Or
We
they're
will
using the same source.
provide maybe.
Yes.
So, what's the spy doing? I'm afraid that no, spy is doing nothing. Q Q Q. Why is the spy gapped up?
Huh.
Oh, I see. Maybe.
Looks
Oh, we
like
didn't have data on spy as well.
yeah.
So
Do you
yeah.
ever trade indices?
So rare, but sometimes. Alright, let's see. I really hope we'll not have any dust issue in the middle of trading.
Hopefully.
I
See.
mean, I'm okay with any issue as long as I can just sell my order. I remember we had just one time that issue where DAS routes were all disabled,
Oh,
and I had to open Trader Workstation to close my position.
yeah. I think it would be wise to keep it handy today, right?
Yeah. So AL sells off slowly,
Yeah.
which is not bad. That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
DKNG. See, it gave us another opportunity to enter, but I really don't want to do that now. But let's ignore it.
Python sold off a bit.
Yeah, I want to see the pop into our entry. AL kind of getting both of the previous level. Not so much orders though. I feel it's
No.
just starting to slowly hold the previous level. On the
Yeah.
night, I wanted to sell off more to get my order. Then I don't care whether it works or fails. I just need to be in it. I don't like the 9 so much, but hopefully we'll be able to partial closer to the pre-market high.
Okay.
Let's see how volatile the open will be.
I think so. Here we go. Lots of orders at 1670.
Yep. 16 not bad orders as well. Mm, now let's see. I'll go lower. Alright. Let's see. AMD went up without us. I'm not sure about. PTN, WFC, DKNG, and Uber. WFC is expected slightly strong so far at least. Give it some time. DKNG is going up.
Yeah.
The ATR is $2. It's still not at its highs. We could set an alert at 2250. That would be an interesting level to watch it for a potential short.
AL is confused.
AL is confused. Same as WFC. I'll set some alerts around my entry so that I do not forget about them if they get there. WFC, PTON.
There's a lot of volume on the KNG.
Oh, M. M did. How could I forget M? It gave us a 1 minute open range breakout around the shoulder. That one we missed for manual entry, but it's okay. CVX, we have limit order. We have BP. AMD. AAL. I don't like this drop on AL. Like this, it going into our orders. This is not so nice. Why is that? Because it did a new 5 minute high and now it's dropping down. So what could happen is a reverse ABCD pattern, and we could easily get subbed out. So let's take a look at PTON now. PTON is at our entry level. I'll want to see what's happening around here now. Is it worth shorting it or no? For now, there is really no reason to short it. So I'm watching PTON for a potential short.
Yes.
Still not in it, but watching it. Okay, I'm going to give it a try
Okay.
with a manual entry. I should have waited for a new 1 minute low, of course. That would have been the smart decision.
Yeah.
But I wanted a few cents earlier entry. Okay,
So what's your entry?
2737. Can you see my screen or I didn't share it?
Yeah. Okay. No, I see it. I see
Oh,
it.
okay, cool. So let's see. My target would be low. I'll just go for 2610. Let's see. Alright, so we're in PTON. Let's see what else we have. AMD is dropping down. BP is nothing. CVX is nothing. M missed. AL is not really nice at all, but
Yeah.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I promised myself I'll not cancel any orders this year. So, I mean, unless there is like clear reason. I mean, there is a decent reason to cancel AL because it's a reverse ABCD pattern and there is a 5 minute open range breakdown. But our stop loss is still kind of far and it could hold. So let's see. I mean, anyway, I want just to get filled on this one and see what's going to happen. It's still not the worst, to be honest.
Yeah. It could reverse a bit from here up to
It could reverse from here as well.
60-70.
So it's touching our order. Not getting me filled, of course. But it will get us filled most probably. This is just a weak candle. Yeah, there we are. So we are in it. And as it like what I don't like about it is the fact that we are in a 5 minute open range breakdown. Well, let's see. Look how DKNG held the levels we've drawn, right, for manual entry. But this was not a nice setup, to be honest. Let's see what AL is going to do now. PTON is working nicely so far. I'm already up 3 hours on it, or maybe more. 2 hours. Yeah, it's somewhere around 2 hours. Is it 2 hours? What's my stop loss in this thing? Yeah, it's only 2 hours so far. But still holding. 2 hours is nothing. We need more of these kind of setups.
So what's your
AL.
target, Ethan?
What?
What's your target?
I'll go for 2610. That's 50% of the ATR.
Okay.
AAL is going up. I mean, I'm up to Arsenal, but this is not worth it. This is not really a bullish sign yet. It could literally make a reverse ABCD pattern now, right? So seeing this swap around here should not make us happy yet.
Yeah.
PTUN go lower. I might just lock in something on PTUN at the previous day close, because if you remember what we discussed, that it could just grip higher after that. So I really needed to go lower to the previous day close to get some partial on it. Let me do this. I will cancel my stop loss and I'll set 2 limit orders with 2 range orders. Stop, range, low range, 26.54 with a stop loss 27.62. And the second one with the remaining orders, the low range will be at 26.15.
Okay.
And the final one, I'll go for the break, which is 25.15.
Okay. I think it went to previous close.
Yeah, it did. It got me filled on that order, which is nice, honestly. So I set 3 range orders now. 2 actually left right now. One will be at 26.15 because of this level around here, and the last one will be at 25.15, which is not that bad, to be honest. Go lower. If I get filled on 26.15, I'll be happy, honestly. And then I'll leave
Yeah.
the rest one for a run, maybe potential add, maybe potential swing. We'll see. Go lower. So let's see AL. So I'm going to set a range order on AL. Stop, range order. Lower range will be 16.48, and high of the range will be at around 16.90 for first target, I think. 16.90. Okay. And the second range order will be at, maybe we can target the ATR or 80% of the ATR, somewhere around 70 cents profit, which is 17.20. We'll go for 17.16.
All right.
That should be good. PTON. PTON got our next target. That's beautiful, honestly. Not a bad day.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just wait. If it goes to -1 R, there is nothing to regret, right? But if it gets you filled, that's good. So Evan, I think that will be it. I'll just let those orders play out. Do you have any questions to ask? Anything you
Um,
want to learn?
no, I think I've learned a lot. Thank you very much. I took Python with you, so
Amazing.
um, I owe you a drink. First time
Well, one
seeing.
day if I visit your country, I'll go for that green
Yeah,
drink.
yeah, yeah. Where are you from exactly? Russia?
Yeah, Russia.
I see. Okay. Probably it's more likely that I will be in Russia than you will be in Malta. But anyway. All right.
Nice. All right. So thank you,
Um.
Andrew. It was a really good session
Yes.
with you. I'll send you this recording in a
Thank
bit.
you.
And again, if you have any questions, just feel free to WhatsApp me. And
I will do. I will do. Thank you
awesome.
very much, Amen.
Thank you,
Have a
Andrew.
great.
Have a good day too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.